got news for you. Yes, I do. I'm like your angel of love, girl. I've come to see you through. So when you cry, let me wipe your tears. When you're scared, I wanna be there to calm your fears. When you're in need, baby, ring my phone. I'll run right over and we'll make love all night long.
Yo. What it do? No. Mel, you frozen again? Being real cool and being real still. That looks like his picture for when he's away from the computer.
It does. It looks like a screensaver.
Yeah, it looks like a screensaver. What's cracking, y'all?
Oh, it's Thursday night.
Everybody, and we're feeling all right. On this pre-Valentine's Day show.
I know. I'm so glad the producers didn't make us dress up because I wasn't gonna do it. Basically.
Yeah, and I think next Thursday is actually Valentine's Day, isn't it? Or is it Wednesday? Is it next Thursday or Wednesday?
Wednesday, I think. Wednesday.
Either way it goes, I figured we probably wouldn't want to, pull people away from their lovers.
Am I still frozen and am I good?
No, you're good.
You're still frozen.
See, ask me because some people are not going to tell you the truth.
Because Glenn's a jerk. Got it.
Well, how y'all doing, man? Y'all well, Mel, do you have Valentine's Day plans that you can share with us?
Hold on, let me change my background.
PG-13, please, sir.
Change that to the red Valentine's background.
Right. See that?
No,
got a red light.
We don't really do Hallmark holidays like that. So, she might have something that I don't know about, but when we do Valentine's Day 365, so
y'all just gonna love on each other the way y'all always do.
Mm-hmm.
So
who you calling crazy besides Glenn?
Hello, crazy Dan.
She
translated. Hello, Mel.
I'm gonna rent me a Valentine's Day.
I was gonna say,
Robert, please. We do not talk about renting. That's illegal, sir.
And I hope, and I thought you said Valentine's Day, which is a whole nother problem. Hopefully that ain't what you said.
Valentine. You my Valentine. hey girl.
I posted the other day. I kept having that oh shit moment that Valentine's Day was coming in. I remember I'm single. I ain't really concerned myself about it.
Sean, I am not here to pep you up tonight. I don't have the energy. I'm gonna need you to be lively on your own. None of this negative talk. I don't have energy tonight. I ain't there. This ain't the night for me. It's been a long day.
Hey, man, I am almost offended. Hey man,
Office hours are from 9 to 5.
It's Super Bowl coming up, and I noticed something that I found strange. I'm a huge football fan, right? So I'm usually watching all of the pregame stuff and all of the that week off that they have, the bye week when everything is building up. I'm watching all of that right here. Watching the combine when the combine comes, all that. I watch Good Morning Football every morning as I'm preparing for work and all that, right? So I noticed that when they had the two teams meet and the Chiefs came out, the Chiefs got booed, right? And some of that is because they geographically San Fran is closer to where the game is being played, so that was part of it. But what I thought about was in team sports, whenever teams start to dominate, they get haters real fast. Like people, everybody hates the Patriots. The Patriots been kicking ass for the last 10, 12 years. Everybody hates the Patriots.
Well, that's nice.
I think there was hatred for the Patriots before they were dominating, though.
But probably not to the level when they were dominating, right? That's
Tom Brady's the devil.
And look,
Tom Brady.
and people hated the Bulls when the Bulls were on their run, right?
Because
After,
they sucked.
well, I
The
think
Lakers were my favorite team.
people get tired of seeing the same people win, right? And so that kind of becomes the issue. But what I thought about was that only seems to exist in team sports. In individual sports, we seem to love dominance, right? But in team sports, we kind of have an issue with it. Like we love for Serena to go out and kick everybody ass that they put in front of her. When Mike was fighting, you know, we couldn't wait to see how quick it was going to be, you know, before he knocked somebody ass right out. You know, Tiger every time, every you know championship Tiger got, we right behind him. But somehow with the teams, we seem to teams seem to garner hate for their winning a little bit quicker. And I just wonder what is that? Is it easier for us to champion the individual or what? Why do the team winners get so much hate?
That's an interesting observation, Sean. That's pretty good. And Robert said you were just an empty hat.
Well, I just remember a couple of years ago when the Chiefs were winning, everybody would cheer. You say the Chiefs' name, Patrick Mahomes, everybody's so excited. Now they say the Chiefs and they getting boos. And I usually watch the Super Bowl with my brother, and I'm like, hey man, who you got? He's like, man, I hate the goddamn Chiefs. I'm like, damn, where did that come from? You know, so it was just an observation, man, on this Super Bowl week. I thought I would ask you guys about because I found it interesting, whether y'all found it interesting or not.
Well, people have their teams too. Like I hate everyone except the Steelers. If you're not a Steeler fan, you really don't know football anyway. But you know, if you're not a Laker fan, then you're probably a Bulls fan. And we got like 10 more titles than them. So
what was the nonsense you just said about not knowing football? If what did you?
Winners write the history. Losers complain about it. That's how it works.
History.
You Bears fans should know a lot about that.
What did you say, Mel?
I said write history in a dynasty, 2 3-peats.
I don't know what T-Pain said.
Glenn, that may have been the funniest thing you have said in 3 years. Oh, Mel, he said that because your sound was distorting. So
and because you're
T-Pain.
I guess you're on a different.
He's on auto-tune.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, but it's not fair that he don't know why you cracked that joke. That's not fair.
That's probably good. Like a video about me.
Well, in the spirit of it being almost Valentine's Day, I came across this quote. Where was somebody posted this, and
he set us up a football question.
No.
Get into Valentine's Day. Okay.
No, I just didn't want to spend. I didn't want to spend the entire time talking about relationships. And then after I share this with you, then we're going to do something that we talked about. But this quote says, "Marry for love if you want, but marriage is a business." I'll say it again. You need a license to get in it, a lawyer or a judge to get out of it. It can affect your tax status. Your partner's debt can become yours. And I'll even add there are expenses for day-to-day operations. What do you guys think?
Marriage is a business, basically.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about that?
That marriage is a business?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, not only marriage is a business, but in regard to the way this person kind of laid it out as well. Like, do you see truth to that or what?
I've never been married, but Robert has.
Is Robert the only person?
Well, I'll let him take that. And Mel,
so you're saying Robert has
has
several businesses.
So,
hey, Mel.
Robert, he comes right back on mute.
Robert is a multi-lane entrepreneur.
it's not going to be the Robert Mary show.
No, not at all. It's about love. It's a Valentine's show.
You know what, man? And I guess that's probably why I don't have a wife. I am cornball enough, that.
There's many reasons. That's
I'm cornball enough that's still the way I want it to happen. I mean, I'm on the back nine and running out of time, so clearly I have been wrong all these years. But that was always the way that I wanted it. It didn't have that business, you know.
You wanted the sparkly love. You wanted the fairy tale, didn't you?
Well, yeah, man. I wanted it to be two people that, you know, loved each other enough that they were gonna rock with each other, whether they were up or down. When they were down, they were gonna fight to be up. When they were up, they were gonna enjoy the up and weather the down. And you know, of course, I have a cat, so that clearly means I don't know what the hell I'm talking.
I mean, I would agree with you if I didn't know if 75% of my friends haven't been divorced. I would agree with you. So
but at least they did it. Like I never even got to the, you know, to the doing it part.
Well, I think the whole thing with, you know, marriage, it is a business. I mean, it does require contracts and things like that. And you go into it just like any other business thinking that it's going to be successful and you're going to get a return on your investment. Long term, you know, with our parents, they got a return, 50 years of marriage, you know, all those types of things. But I think at the beginning, we have to set it up with the person that we're dating to make sure that they're interested in the same things that we're interested in terms of growing that relationship, that business, etc.
Mm.
I think we go wrong, including myself, where we don't do a great job on the front end. My first marriage, I mean, we were young. So you know, spiritually speaking, that kind of helped us stay married for 15 years.
Yeah.
But I think today's marriages
people got married young in the 1920s, though, Robert. Like that was a thing.
You know, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where
says the man with the grainy screen.
Right.
It looks like a silent film.
Is my screen grainy now?
Hey, but he's still dropping them strays. Whether you can see him or not, he's dropping strays. You can hear him enough to catch them strays. He dropped.
Go ahead, Robert.
Would you want it any other way than to have some sort of contractual, you know, agreement of some sort that says, "Hey, I'm taking care of you." Whether you're, you know, you talk about, Sean, in terms of, you know, where we are today, having somebody that's willing to wheel you around in a wheelchair should something happen with your health.
You remember me saying that, huh? I feel like you listened to me sometimes.
You've said it several times on the show.
Yeah, you've said it.
We've heard it over 4 years. It's ingrained in our ears now.
All right, my bad.
But I think that those are the things, and let's face it, women today, I hope we don't get a lot of, if you get hate mail, it'll go to Sean. But there are some health challenges that women have where, you know, as they get older, over their 40s, that they need us to help understand or deal with.
Kind of take it off for Robert. Robert is
passionate.
You know the deal, Connie. So, I mean, it's but I think that those are some of the things with health challenges, the other stuff. Marriage has its benefits there because you know somebody's going to go to the hospital with you.
that's really the whole key, huh, Robert? You want to make sure you got somebody go to the hospital with you. And
well, actually, I just want the nurses and the doctors. That's the most important person because the person go to hospital
right.
with you have a heart attack.
Hey,
they can't do a damn thing for you. They can be there to hold your hand.
Robert want a reliable ride to the emergency room.
Yeah, thank you. If you can't recognize a stroke, a symptoms of a heart attack, or nothing like, or anything else, it's good to have you there. But
I did.
You want an older woman to be able to recognize you having a stroke. Remember who was that talked about
her glaucoma is going to be a problem trying to get you to the ER, Robert. So I mean, you got to pick your poison, dog. Is all I'm saying.
Sinbad, that's right. Sinbad was talking about that in terms of having somebody that can recognize that his speech is something going on with it. Hey, we need to talk. We need to go.
Didn't he end up having a situation too?
He did.
He actually did.
But didn't he? I think he divorced his wife and then they remarried, didn't they? I heard something like that. I
believe you're right. I think that this, because he was with a younger woman, but
probably where that stroke came from.
That's what that explains a lot. Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I admit that when I was a young guy, man, my whole thing was I just knew I was going to be wildly successful, and I wanted to make sure that I had my person before my ship came in, because I didn't want to be looking for my mate when that could be their draw, to me. I wanted their draw to just be who I was as a person and as a man, and not, and so I guess I'm still a cornball when it comes to that. I actually had a conversation with a lady not long ago. And I think we were kind of feeling each other out for what kind of potential might be there. And clearly when it came to the way men and what bills they pay and all that kind of stuff was being filtered, we realized in a friendly way that we weren't each other's cup of tea, and we didn't press it or make an issue of it. We just kind of quietly, let that be, a defining conversation. And I still think, she's real cool, and hopefully she still thinks I'm real cool. But, I made it pretty clear that her philosophy wasn't one that I shared. And I think she was pretty open about her philosophy, my philosophy being one that she didn't share, and it was just grown folk stuff. Sometimes grown folks can get it together and sometimes they can't. And you win either way because you know what you don't, what you want, what you don't want. I always applaud anybody that knows what they want and don't want, because if there's a price to be paid for the choice you make, you the one got to pay it. I don't have to pay it. So, I champion you for making whatever, choice you feel like you need to make. But
do we really give a lot of attention to the the marriage stuff on the front end? Because the divorce, I don't know if anybody's ever told you guys, divorce is expensive as hell.
You would know, huh?
I would know,
But I mean,
so I think that we need to do a better job of paying attention on the front end.
oh,
Well, but you know what, Robert, I think that is determined by whether you're particularly marriage minded or not. Like me, if I'm dating anybody at this stage of my life, I'm looking at it for its potential for marriage. So I'm having those conversations. I mean, I ain't as hardcore as Mel out the gate, but I'm having
credit scores and everything.
Yeah, but I'm having some pertinent conversations because I value
the app that you could check credit scores on.
I value, that person's time as well as my own time, and so, I'm going to come out of the gate with the conversations that I think are going to be the dictate, like, okay, if we aren't able to, get past these things, then we don't need to keep investing, time. So that's just the way I am and the way I've been since I've been relationship and marriage minded, Robert. So I think if you're not relationship and marriage minded, then you might skirt some of those conversations. But I think if you know that you're looking for, something long term, I think you don't want to waste your time. So you get right to it. That's
I don't think you're a cornball for wanting love. There's nothing wrong with wanting love. Love is a beautiful thing. When two people are in love, it's a wonderful thing.
I said I have retired at this point.
However, no.
Look, I'm like the Little Rascals, the president of
the Man Woman Haters Club.
Yeah, I'm the president.
I used to be the president of that. Man, somebody replaced me. Somebody took my place. It's a beautiful thing. However, what commitment long term do you go into without some sort of agreement? You don't buy a car. You don't buy a house.
Yeah.
You don't commit to anything else. And we count on love. The one thing that's probably the least likely thing that we get right, because 50% of the people get it wrong for whatever reasons. I know, Robert, don't be quoting me in these stats, Robert. We went through this on the morning show. Okay, I don't want to hear your little stats. Keep them to yourself. But what long-term commitment do you go through that, you don't go to the bank, to the mortgage thing, and they're like, well, we like you a lot and your credit looks good. Don't worry about signing these 20 different sheets on the mortgage. You're going to be all right. We're going to make it through this for these 30 years. It's going to be okay.
Right.
Nobody does that. You're dealing with a person, which means you're dealing with somebody whose mind could go bad, who could change, who might be hiding some stuff. They may have bones falling out of the closet. Mm-hmm. They might have a lot of stuff going on with them that in that whirlwind romance of 12 months that everybody seems to think get it right, you don't find all that stuff. And then you start developing that stuff later. There are people that were married 20 years and they're still finding out stuff about their mates that they didn't know. And
I think that's almost commonplace, you know.
Yeah.
But I also feel like when people are stressing the whole business aspect of marriage, they're usually finance focused. When to me, every aspect of it, if that's the case, is a business transaction. You know, your neglect, your attentiveness, your willingness to drive me to the emergency room despite your glaucoma. I mean, all of that is part of the, you know, the contract, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I don't begrudge
all of that
Mel
is a
for
form of
finances to be
capital.
right.
right. You know, it's all a form of capital, right?
All of that is a form of capital. At the end of the day, though, I mean, you got to realize money's not everything, but it's kind of up there with air and water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the reasons that a lot of divorces happen have nothing to do with infidelity, but it does have a lot to do with finances, and it may not even be a who makes more type situation. It could be a reckless spending situation.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I'm coaching. Well, I've coached some people in the past where the spending habits of one of the spouses or both of the spouses were so ridiculous. You got close to $250,000 in income coming through your home annually, and you're spending 400. Like, it doesn't make sense. So that financial part is such a huge part of it, because that can put stresses on all of the other areas of accountability, of love, of affection, of attentiveness, of all of that. It's if you like, it's hard to stay warm when you're broke. You know what I mean? Like, well, that might get you more attention, because if your lights and gas go off, you got to stay getting you some body heat.
You got to get close.
but
Until they like get your broke ass away from me,
one another.
and then you won't be too warm after that.
Yeah, you know. And once that happens, all you got to do is, I know the lady life.
I knew you were gonna see.
Well, if money wasn't so important, then why do women always want half when the marriage ends? If it's all about love up front, and then you get divorced, it's like, I want to take him for everything he's got. I want half of this.
Glenn, you're breaking some rules. You know, we don't really get to address that part without being demonized.
You know what? Whatever. Come at me, fight me. Blame. Robert told me to say
bro.
this. Robert and Roger Jackson, our producer, told me to say this. So if you got complaints, y'all don't like it, you take it up with them. Okay? I'm going to say what they told me to say.
Right. Let me type in here what to say.
Yeah, well, you know, at the end of the day, and let me be clear, I'm not the president of the Woman Haters Club. I'm more the president of the relationship haters club. Like, I love women. I'm just.
I don't know. You might be the treasurer, though, Sean. You said some things that made me think you was on the board. You've been to a few meetings, sir. You like the people that deny that they're racist.
I sat in the back.
Went to the Klan meeting. I just got some friends that are
Sean does not hate women. There might be people that see this show that don't understand the banter and stuff here. So let me go on record of saying Sean does not hate women. Now, he may be dated from some past relationships in life experience.
He might hate some of y'all. He might hate some of y'all that's in a relationship that we can neither confirm nor deny.
I can name the ones I hate now.
Yeah, he got a list. He's just saying it's just not everybody.
No, I don't hate. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Hey, man, two things I want to address. Y'all look good on WGN, man.
That was a good segment.
The people segment. I just want to give y'all some love. Y'all look like y'all were made for television, you know.
Well, thank you, Rob. I mean,
well, Glenn got a face for radio for sure, but outside of that,
and Mel has a TV screen for it too, as you can see, because it's freezing for black and white TV. He's got a face for black and white TV.
Hey, Glenn has a memory for radio too, since he
thought I'd bring some color.
He got on there and forgot Roger's name.
I know,
and I didn't know we had a cast member named William, but you know.
Thanks for reminding him that I forgot his name. I thought he had forgotten about it. Thanks for that.
It was quite a unique experience, man.
It was funny though. Hey, true story. The cameras had stopped. Micah took a look at us and she goes, "Glenn, you look like you're the youngest." What Micah said. dropping the mic because I believe you, Micah. Hey, girl. Thank you for that.
Mel, I'm gonna let you feel that if you want to.
Thank you, Helen Myers.
Listen, man.
That was for me.
Listen. Just because Glenn is the least mature out of all of us, which gives people the belief that he's the youngest, does not mean it's true. He's older than me and less mature than I am. So it's fine. I'm the youngest on the show. There are documents filed with the state.
Documents. Here we go.
Government.
Now he on my papers.
That I am. So it's fine.
Hey man, was there anything about that experience that was particularly memorable for you guys?
Can we tell people what happened though? Because we're just assuming everybody knows we were on People to People.
Yeah, why don't you run it, Mel? Why don't you run it?
So there's our show, The Morning Roast, live from the cave, comes on every Saturday morning on WGN Chicago and WCIU 26 Houston.
39
Houston, every Saturday morning at 4:30 a.m. And so because the show did so well, we were asked to come on a different show hosted by Micah Metairie, who's been on WGN for 25 years now. And we did a segment on her show, really talking about our show, giving our show more exposure and asking about the stuff that we talk about, and just had a good time with her on WGN. So we can put the YouTube link in the chat so that you all can see it if you missed the segment, but we were on there, and that YouTube link shot up to thousands of views really quick too.
Yeah. Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It shot up.
I definitely shared it with a bunch of people, but I hadn't been paying attention to what the numbers.
Yeah, it was a quick segment. So maybe Roger, if he's awake in the booth, he can run it at the end of the show. I'm not sure if he's taking a nap right now or not. He might be.
But I find a way to get Glenn taken off the air in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No Glenn. I think Roger's awake in the booth, bro.
Yeah, that was.
I guess he's awake. I guess he's awake. Okay, that was a test. I'll just check.
No, that's pretty good.
You gotta make sure, poke the bear a little bit, make sure they're awake. That's all.
I got to give you that. That was pretty good, man. And I thought you guys were particularly poignant, in a short segment. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys.
It was a very short segment.
Yeah, but you guys were all really. It
was pretty long for you, Rob.
I know. The whole marriage talk took up the whole show, by the way. But hey.
So what our producers said after the show is we need to make sure that Sean thinks everything is a 6-minute segment, so he'll be straight to the point.
Wow.
See how you catch it straight. Yeah, you catch it straight, Glenn. I ain't messing with Mel all day.
I know you left him alone.
Straight.
He over there. You were acting like T-Pain bartender. You didn't even say that about him.
Hey man, we're about at the halfway mark, man. And first I want to say Mel's humor has been top notch the last couple of weeks.
He has been on.
Yeah, he's been.
I think he got a new mic too, so that
usually he sleeps through these shows, and now
he's been sleeping through the show. He has been grade A lately. Hey man, we talked a little bit about the fact that we have become so comfortable with our viewership that we don't think about the fact that we might have newer viewers. I like to say newer viewers that don't know much about our backgrounds. When we first started doing this, like 3 years ago, 3 or 4, I didn't forget. We used to open with what we did, to a degree. Glenn, what is it?
Well, why does Robert have Lover of Life X3?
You had
triple X.
You had
triple X, Robert? Is that what we're saying?
No, there's all 3 marriages, bro.
Tonight.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes, he's being a comic tonight.
You can change your own thing, right, Robert? You know that, right? You can go in and type your own name.
Oh yeah, I see it right there.
Yeah. You let Roger bully you like that, really?
Yeah.
Wow, Robert,
I looked up and I'm like, what is the X3? And I'm like, oh, Lover Life.
I like put Matt Tedrum behind my name.
You thought it was a truck.
Next bedroom.
Sound like the
I thought it was-
2024 BMW X3.
Right.
What is that?
No, I thought it was triple X because Robert's got that other life. So I didn't know what it was. I thought that was a message out to his clients.
Yeah,
So
let's put that on Robert. That's for sure. Hey,
not like a porn star, just a stripper.
let's
That's all to make extra money. I wouldn't call him a porn star. That's
Scripper.
stripper.
Glenn, since you are creating so much hate and discontent, why don't we start with you? Why don't you tell the viewers who don't know you intimately, not romantically, of course, but intimately, a little bit about you and what you do and that kind of stuff. And then we'll go around Robin.
So you want my long bio or you want the short?
I never want the long one. Never.
I mean, I like long walks and I'm Aries. That's pretty much all you need to know right there. Anyway, Glenn Murray. I am a co-owner of G Rose Productions, which works on several shows with Indy, including this one. I own a nice little wine company called Wine Crawl that we've been doing this for about 7 or 8 years now, in 16 cities near you. A couple other business ventures, 220 Publishing, of which all these 3 gentlemen are excellent authors on, best-selling authors.
Because of me.
Whatever. And recently, we just launched 220 Wine and Spirits, which is a licensed distributor in the state of Illinois. So if you got a wine or spirit and you want us to help you get it in stores and get it out to the public, call us. Call Rob. Don't call me. I'm pretty busy now.
Because Glenn has spirit fingers.
What has happened with this dude, man?
I don't know. He is. Wait a minute. Are we watching him live or what are we doing? Because he just jumped.
He's so thinking about his damn self. So Glenn, you do so many things. I call you the Renaissance man. I know that you do more.
Forgetful man. Oh, Roger.
Are you?
See, Roger?
Are you sure that that's all you want to share about?
That's all I want to share for right now. I might share some other stuff later. But
all right. Mel, as much as you can condense it, man. What do you
voice of Max Headroom?
Tell the newer viewers who you are.
So I'm Mel Roberson, one of the principal authors in the Roberson Resource Group. We provide a variety of consulting and services and products to business owners and individuals. Glenn is a former client. Now he has best-selling authors all over the place because I kind of mentored him in that space. So it's okay, Glenn. Give me my flowers while I'm alive, bro. That's all I'm saying.
You're older than me.
Sure. But I'm also an actor. I've played a homicide detective on Chicago PD. I've been on The Chi. I've been on Empire. And I'm a 20-year vet with Legal Shield, which is one of the services that Roberson Resource Group has in its repertoire, giving people affordable access to attorneys, business owners, as well as small business owners, employee benefits, and individuals, giving people affordable access to get stuff done. So I'm the voice of reason. I don't have to keep Sean and Rob in check too much. It's usually just Glenn that I gotta keep an eye on. Sean and Robert are well-behaved gentlemen for the most part. But yeah, Mel Roberson, voice of reason.
Boy, please, you don't keep nobody in line.
He said, boy, please. Robert Hazard, lover of life, the Hazard Group.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to those who may not know you.
I'm Robert Hazard. I have a company called the Hazard Group that does consulting. It also helps companies with, innovation. And I do mentoring.
You just did this, Robert. I thought you was about to start singing the song. I knew it.
I'm going to talk about, innovation, but I help you with innovation and website design and build and really getting themselves legal from a business perspective, which I think is really important. I also do some mentoring with a couple different Chicago Innovation is one of the companies that I do mentoring with, as well as the school. We have a school in South Holland that we mentor third grade boys. We've been doing that for about 3 years. I also have the privilege of working for Glenn's company, Wine Crawl. So I'm in charge of partnership. So if those of you that have a wine and spirits brand and you want to talk about a partnership arrangement, I can help you with that. As you know, I'm an author. I have 4 grandkids, and of course, I'm the lover of life, as well as a travel business that I have too. So that is it.
And you wear neon better than most, I know.
Yeah,
So
I actually, yeah.
That hoodie looks like you have to sit it on a charger at night.
Okay, you got jokes.
He actually doesn't have any lights on at his place right now. Like, that's just the hoodie illuminating the room.
Oh my God, this dude. All
Well,
right.
you know what? This is my Black History Month.
Robert, we're having a wine crawl in April. It's a limo-driven wine crawl. Robert will be wearing that shirt, just a little tighter. You can ride with him in the limo and watch him light up. Give him a quarter and he'll blink.
I feel the need to explain to people Mel's joke, his nipple rubbing joke, because some people may not understand it.
Yeah, I'm the immature when Mel sits up here and rubs his nipples and calls me immature. Let's think about that for a minute.
So
Let's let that settle in.
For those of you who don't know, the opening song to the show is a song that I recorded. And so the opening lyric is "I know lately life." And so when Mel does that, he's basically teasing me about the song when he entertains his nipplage.
It's a combination, because Rob is the original Nipplegate. So previous episode. For the other part, I just made a comment, and I kind of got off on a tangent.
You kind of ran with it.
Sean, I love the song.
Right.
It's an amazing song. I'll play it with my wife. I wouldn't play it with 3 other dudes, is all I said. Like, that wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, the song that I'm getting ready to hang with my boys. I'm playing this song. But I get it, because it's your song, you're on the show, so we are edifying you. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's not a song that
Thank you.
guys coming to the house to watch the Super Bowl. I know a little light.
See, there he goes again.
I'm not gonna play that.
Let the record show. Mel called me immature, but he's played with his nipples at least 4 times.
Because that song makes you want to do that. That's why he's playing around me.
He's touched himself at least 4 or 5 times tonight. Let's just put it there, and let's just put it out there.
Hopefully, then the children watching, right?
Mr. Mason, you didn't tell us what you saw.
Yeah. So,
Sean's a singer. We've established that.
Yeah, we kind of know that.
Right. I've also been the chief photographer for Evan Marcus Imagery since 2012. So for the most part, I consider myself a photographer. I consider myself an artist, and I express my artistic sense in a couple of different ways, some musically, some through photography. I am a contributing author to one of the books that these gentlemen are a part of as well. That's an Amazon best-selling book. And I do have a performance coming up in June.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that as it comes. But if you're familiar with the South Shore Social Beach Club, I'll be the opening act for their 14-week music series that happens on Thursday nights. You might have caught it last summer. If you did, you caught me being the photographer for that event, but I'll be kicking it off musically this year. So we'll definitely keep you guys aware of it and make sure everybody comes out and kicks it with me and gives me some great energy. And because I'm not one of those people that performs, every week. So I need you to come out and, support me and encourage me and all that kind of thing. So,
Sean, if I'm in town, teach me how to use the camera so I could be the cameraman for you that night.
You got me covered.
Don't have to worry about getting the images. I get the shots.
You got me covered.
Me and Robert got shiny suits. We'll be your background, like the Hamiltones, but it'll be more like the Hammer Times. It won't be Hamiltone. It won't be tone. The Hamiltone death.
Hey man, this next thing I want to talk about, I actually thought about you, Glenn. And I wanted to play the audio, but it's a little long, so I don't want to do that. But this lady was basically saying that
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was something. So let me go.
You said that out loud. You didn't know you said that out loud, Robert. You son of a-
Inside voice, Robert. Your inside your mind voice. That's what that means.
She basically said that while people try to trash the side chick, for the side chick, that's a position of power. They say because oftentimes these are men with much to lose, and they're willing to risk all they have to lose to entertain me or be with me. And so while you try to act like I'm the trash in the triangle, the truth is I'm in the position of power in the triangle because he's risking everything he has. I can crumble everything he has, you know. That of course is assuming that the revelation would crumble everything. That the revelation doesn't always crumble everything. But
yeah, I'm a little nervous that you picked me out to talk about side chicks.
No. I picked you out because
you always have a message for them.
Yeah, you always, message to the side.
It's jokes. It's jokes. I don't know any side chicks.
Yeah, I didn't think about you because of all the side chicks I know you got. That was why you came to mind.
Because I always give them advice. Because I'm always like, I'm a helpful dude. Like I try to help y'all out.
Right. Even Helen was like Glenn. So you know about the side chicks. Like what's going on? So what do you think, Glenn? Our side chick.
That's true. They have nothing to lose. Actually,
having nothing to lose in a position of power is two totally different things.
No, it is a position of power in a way, or at least it's imagined. It's perceived power.
Perceived power.
Yeah, it's not real. It's perceived power because you're sitting pretty and the man is running to impress you. But what you don't really think about is you're probably one of many. Like after you, there'll be another. Or if you win the man, then somebody else has got to take your place. So it's kind of like next man up. It's like football team. Mm-hmm. You graduate, somebody else is coming in to take your place. So you don't graduate to main wife, chick, whatever you're, whatever you aspire to become. Mm-hmm. There's another side chick just waiting to take your place.
So you don't believe that his desire to risk things to be with her speaks to her value?
Mm-mm. No, it speaks to his stupidity.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't speak to her. That's not value.
No, I would actually push back on you there. That's not to say that I don't think he's stupid, but I think it might speak more to.
And maybe stupid is strong. It's what he thinks he can get away with.
And I don't. That's not even where I'm going either. What everybody always talks about, why men cheat, why women cheat. I just want people to understand infidelity is not a gender specific thing. It's a human frailty. It's not a gender specific frailty, even if there is some logic behind why different genders choose to do it. But I think that it's oftentimes, not always, because I've known some people that had it good and still decided to tip. But oftentimes for men and women, I think it can be about something that's absent. And you're committed to staying where you are, but there's something absent, something you're missing, and it doesn't have to be physical. It could be just hearing your man or woman tell you that they love you or believe in you or treat you like you are of value, talk to you like they have a degree of respect for you. You know what I'm saying? To me, all those are gateways to giving somebody else your time, and then the way that you consummate that time basically equates to infidelity. But
you're also getting the best of the person. You don't get to see their bad side. The side chicks get the best of them because he's coming ready to get whatever the edification is. It doesn't have to be physical, like you said, but whatever he's getting from you, that's what he's coming to get, and that's all you have to do. That's your role.
The joy is that you don't have to do life with that person.
Right. You don't have to do life. You don't get to see his bad side, his dad side, bad times.
Life can take some of the glimmer off of your relationship if you let it. Mel, I am impressed with how long you were able to hold your hand up there.
Yeah, I wasn't frozen. That was me.
Right. You weren't frozen. I can see your eyes moving. I knew you weren't frozen.
Yeah. So I think it's a couple of things. I too will push back with what Glenn was saying. I do think that in certain scenarios, it's a position of power. Now, if it's a situation where the man doesn't care if he loses his main or his wife or his, situation, then no, it's not a position of power because it won't impact him that much when it's over with anyway. Hell, he might want to get caught.
Right.
he might want you to say something because
Right.
he's been looking for a way out.
He leaving his phone out every day, like
Man, trying to
Hoping
get
you
caught.
see it.
The other thing that I think though too, just to go back a little bit about what you were saying, Sean, sometimes in situations, again, relationship coaching and you know, I would never talk about people specifically, but experiences, just in talking to my friends, it's not even about that they're lacking something in their relationship per se. It's more the thrill of getting away with something. Like kids that go joyriding in cars that steal cars. They're not trying to keep the car, they're not trying to sell the car, they're not trying to do any of those things. It's exhilarating for some people to steal a car, drive around with it, and then get rid of it and not get caught.
mm-hmm.
So the gamification
Mm-hmm.
of infidelity is another reason why people do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have, I know people that have relationships where it's like, man, I'm not missing anything. Like it's I love my spouse, I love my husband, I love my whatever. And they still want the thrill, that type of thrill. And I'm like, well, is there a thrill in your relationship? Oh yeah, we do this, we do that. You know, we go on vacations, it's thrilling, but the sneakiness of it, they find alluring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you this too, and not only was this something that I always suspected, but I've actually had men that were guilty of infidelity tell me this, and I think it's particularly truthful as we age. That a lot of times men do it to prove to themselves that they still have it.
Women too.
Yeah, that they can still pull.
Women too.
Oh, I definitely believe it. I try not to, put words in my mouth that are saying what women are thinking, because that's when we get hate mail. But that's a human frailty as well. But I've had men tell me and be transparent and say, you know what, I'm just insecure enough that I need to know I'm the man. I need to be able to say to myself, I'm the man, and I can still move and do, what I used to move and do. And I remember talking to one person about it and thinking that was pretty tragic, because I felt like those spot moments of that don't have any sincerity. They're moments that live and die in those moments, because there's no longevity attached to it. When you're getting that from somebody that has decided that they are trying to commit their life to you, and they're still trying to make you feel that or give you that, then to me, that's when you've won. Anybody can do that for a short period of time because it benefits them, or because you about to pay for this, or you about to do this, or you about to do that. But the person that can want to make you feel that way through the ebbs and flows of the ebb and flow of life and the peaks and valleys of life, that's where you're winning, right? But your insecurity, your ego can have, looking for that.
Yeah, there's something really interesting about married people that step out, because the justifications that they tell themselves to do it. And to your point, like, oh, I just wanted to see if I still got it, or she's all up on me, I couldn't get away, and stuff like that. And I've seen it with like two people who were married, and each of them were married, the man and the woman, and they were stepping out, and it was like, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, I think it's, as Randy said, it's a selfish act at the end of the day. And you didn't want to talk about it, Sean, but the numbers are still showing that women cheat just as much as men do. And
better at it, in my opinion.
I'm sorry? They are
better at it, in my opinion.
Yeah, they are better at it, because men are, we're typically messy, but that's not, not all men, and not all women cheat. But I think that there is a selfish act there, that there's some selfishness that exists and we should probably see that early on. The other thing that we're not talking about is the fact that people are okay with doing this whole, stepping in and stepping out. We really need to talk about how do we encourage those people to seek therapy because there is something that is missing.
Well, I think some people create situations in their mind like, okay, we can't communicate. Well, have you tried to communicate?
Right. Yep. Have you
Well,
tried?
I can talk to her, or I can talk to him, and he gets me, and she gets me. But have you ever, tried to get your mate to get you? Your mate got you enough to marry you. Yeah. So what happened, and why didn't you try to repair that if there was truly a bond?
Yeah. Come on, Mel.
Assuming that they want to be got.
Right.
Right. I think where a lot of issues lie is people, men and women, have subscribed to the ideology of monogamy, knowing that that's not what they desire,
what they really want.
And it's plenty of people that's like, man, I'm getting older, I need to get married, because they feel that they need to get married, but in their heart of hearts, they don't want that type of lifestyle. And I'm not judging. I mean, I'm married. I'm not judging people that are in polyamorous relationships or anything like that. Do whatever floats your boat. But there are so many people that have this desire, this innate desire in a lot of situations, or lack of temperance, whatever you want to call it, to be in the type of relationships where they can see multiple people, but they subscribe to a monogamous relationship and try to hold back what they really feel. And it's not fair to them, and it's not fair to the people that they're fooling. Just go to the community that supports what it is that you want, and then you don't have to worry or hide or lie.
Pretend or any of that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the world is designed for you to be able to move however it is you want to move. Like you said, Mel, you just have to be willing to go and find that community and not lie about what it is that you really, want. But I think some of it is the societal programming that we have. Some of it, I think, is maybe even the expectations of others that we allow ourselves to be led by. I think there are a whole host of things that'll keep us from being true to ourselves,
But are we forgetting the fact that there's just some people that don't need to be married? You married the wrong person, or you married at the wrong time. You married too early.
Yeah.
Or Glenn, you knew you were going to lose the person that you loved because that was something that they stood hard on as a need, and you didn't want to be faithful as much as you didn't want to lose them. So you said, okay, I'm gonna concede, but still pursue, what it is I want, because I don't want to lose that person. So it requires some bravery.
But this fear of losing people, if you were going to lose somebody, you're going to lose them no matter what. You're either going to lose them from your behavior or your lack of behavior towards them.
I don't agree with that one, only because
I'm tired of y'all disagreeing with me tonight. That's the third time y'all disagree. My contract says you can only disagree with me twice.
Only because I think that in relationships, if communication has been clear, both sides should know how each side can be their most affirmed by the other person. And if you're unwilling to do it, then you speak on the fact that you're unwilling to do it. But I think that as adults, I think we should come into it and say, hey, this is what I want. Can you do this or not? Are you willing to do this or not? If you're not willing to do it, then we can part as friends and loved ones. And I think the tragedy in that, and I've seen this happen, I've seen it happen and seen it almost happen, is that I will say, when you decide that there is a particular something that affirms you, and you have a mate that may be unwilling to deliver it, you put all those eggs in that basket. And so the person that steps forward that's willing to affirm you in that way may be a lesser person. So you get what you want, but you get it from a lesser person. And then you have to make peace with the fact that, okay, I got the ring. Hypothetically, I got the ring, but this person doesn't take care of my mama, like the other one used to. This person doesn't do A, B, or C, like the other person did. So you have to decide how valuable that thing that you feel affirms you, really is. And again, I don't think there's any wrong answer either. I think, you have to decide how significant it is to you and what it means to you, and then make your decisions based on that piece.
Right. And I think women settle more than men do, honestly. And we talked about that.
Yeah.
I think that we're leaving out a couple more couple important things when we talk about marriage, because marriage is, of course, God's arrangement, and because it's God's arrangement, I think we have an obligation to God, and I think that we are missing, that point because we're trying to please people, we're trying to do all this other stuff.
Robert, not to cut you off, but I think that is debatable because not everybody acknowledges God the way you do.
Well,
I do,
but here's the thing, though. In our vows, when we go to get married, we are talking to God. Yeah, and we're
depending
people
on the marriage.
Don't believe in God.
Depending
don't
on the
have
union.
vows that say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
That's a good point, Mel. Depending on the union.
yeah,
right?
people that don't believe in God their vows don't say that because that's
Well,
not
and then even the other part, the people that do believe in God, we ain't got enough time on this show.
right.
Like what marriage was, depending on your beliefs, intended to be from a spiritual standpoint, and what we have turned it into from a legal standpoint, and everything that it takes. The government is involved in your marriage.
Yep.
It's plain as day. The license, the everything, the judge that it takes for you to get, like, there's so much more to a marriage now than it being quote unquote God's arrangement. That it's a very, very convoluted system, honestly. So you got to be careful of that. You got to be careful of what it is. What people need to define what marriage is to them, and see if the other person agrees that this is our idea of marriage and this is what marriage looks like. And
before we get married,
and talk about room for growth and change in there, because nobody, hopefully people are growing together. But I mean, my wife ain't the same 3 years later than when we first got together. She's not the same person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have to allow space for evolution, for change, and I need to have a certain level of elasticity to know that all of those changes might not be something that I like.
And she's experiencing the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But you got to be willing to.
Now y'all see why I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Thanks, Sean.
Still worth it with the right one, bro.
Yeah.
Still worth it with the
I
right
believe
one.
that. I believe that.
And it's not too late, Sean. So stop saying that. Stop putting it up. See, I said I wasn't gonna coach you up.
I ain't say it was too late. I said I didn't think I was gonna try to do it no more. I ain't say it was too late.
Words are powerful.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Robert?
Words are powerful. So you have to put, positive things out there in the energy.
Hey man, this ain't finna be the Sean counseling show again.
Yeah.
I told him I wasn't doing that tonight. I'm off tonight. Randy said no church win for him. I'm scared to even follow up on that.
I mean, he said that like we would be surprised, and you mentioned church around Randy, he started twitching. So, I mean, that wasn't like that was a real announcement or nothing, but
but I mean, if marriage are based on God, then you have to have faith that God's going to send you the person you want. Is your faith strong enough though to withstand? Not getting but everything you want, but you get the person that you really need.
But even if you consider what Scripture says, it almost lays marriage out as a consolation. It is what God is willing to allow you so that you can stay focused on Him. And so the same way people say everything isn't for everybody, I don't think it's incorrect to assess whether or not that is an aspect of life that is written for you.
This street preacher hat. And he spelled streets STREAT too. Wow.
No, he left the K out of street, didn't he? But yeah. So anyway, that's a whole nother show. We're not getting ready to do this. It's 10 o'clock, y'all, and all of a sudden it went. I thought my camera was gonna kick in. It didn't. I'm really disappointed. I've been fuzzy the whole time. And Glenn, you got your the forgetful man. You got your new camera going, looking all like a Hershey bar.
Like a Hershey bar.
Hey man, y'all want to leave the good people with anything, man? I think we are. When are we going to have new episodes on WBN?
April season 2 kicks off.
You heard it here first, y'all.
Yeah.
Season 2 kicks off, the morning roast with your guys from live from the cave, and we'll be back here 2 Thursdays, not next Thursday, but the following Thursday. We'll be back here in 2 weeks. The Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, for those that believe. Otherwise, anybody got anything they want to share, man, before we get out of here?
I know lately life.
Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free